promised to accept 100,000 Ukrainian refugees here to the U.S. in the coming months. Tonight, we're looking at what that means for Connecticut. Our chief investigative reporter, Matthew Campbell, is joining us live right now. He's at the Ukrainian home in Hartford with more, Matthew, including how many could be coming here, right?
Yeah, Mark, according to the people who will be helping the refugees, they expect that we're going to be seeing several hundred come to Connecticut in the span of a year. Now, to put that into perspective, when we had that big rush come in last year from Afghanistan, one local organization helped more than 400 in a span of 3 months.
You see children without parents that are in those camps.
This week, President Biden has pledged to welcome 100,000 Ukrainians to the U.S. It's up to people like Chris George to fulfill that promise. George is the executive director of IRIS. Based in New Haven with an office in Hartford, IRIS has relocated refugees for 40 years. We spoke with him last year during the desperate rush out of Afghanistan. He says this operation should be different.
It won't be as intense. High pressure, 5 families arriving in one night with only 1 day's notice.
George tells us the process starts with screening.
They have to go through a security vetting process. And there will also be some health screening.
Will that be done in Europe or the U.S.? Right now, no one knows, but once a refugee passes the screening, George says there are 3 paths to the U.S. First, the traditional resettlement program.
We'll meet them at night when they arrive, and they'll probably have family members there greeting them as well.
There's also the immigration process.
There are relatives here in the United States, let's say Connecticut, work with an immigration attorney, fill out a visa application.
There's also an added wrinkle we're seeing: temporary housing provided by strangers through sites like Airbnb or the brand new website Ukraine Take Shelter. That's where people offer up space in their homes for free.
There will always be a need for temporary housing. And we'll also probably need community groups to form, get trained by us, and then we can place a Ukrainian family with them.
So again, the relocation process should begin in the next 2 months. But that question as to how many we are going to be expecting in Connecticut, that still remains somewhat open-ended. And that's because George says that answer is really determined by where in the U.S. the refugees' relatives are. And that's because the goal is to keep families together. That is the latest. Live here in Hartford, Matthew Campbell, Channel 13 News.
So many people, Matthew, working to help them. Thank you.